Talk about it with Franjez. Today we have two special guests. An educator, a speaker, and founder of Joy Redefined, focused on helping people cultivate authentic happiness. Today's guest is Rosalie Kissmann, and guest co-host, Vinnie Brusco. You know, I said Brusco the other time, and it's
Brusco. It's a tomato thing.
I like that.
It doesn't bother me either way.
How are you guys doing today?
I'm great. Thank you for having me. But I'm mad at you. I am so mad because I am a good listener, and I listened to the podcast that Vinny was recently on with his friend Jesse, and they hit it out of the park. You guys were like the dynamic duo. Okay?
Jesse's great.
And then you brought me after. I'm like, oh my gosh, how am I going to fill those shoes? I mean, I'm not sure, Jesse broke the internet with his bank balls story.
Yeah.
So I do not have a story about banking nor balls.
You have no jokes to open this up with?
Okay, I have no jokes to open this up. But I also do apologize to you because I do not think that I can be your counterpart like Jesse.
We're going to do great.
I am going to try so hard. But I do have to say, I am like a tiny bit cuter than Jesse. A little bit. If you're listening and you're not on YouTube, hop on YouTube. Got a cute dress, got the whole thing going on.
I like it. You came prepared.
I came prepared. There was a lot of thought that went into this.
I love it. Perfect. Me too.
I love it.
Let's start straight from the beginning. Where were you born?
Yeah. I was born in the Bronx. So I've lived in Yonkers my whole entire life, but born in the Bronx. I was in Yonkers for 24 years. Typical Italian family. Stayed at home until I got married. I got married at 24 years old the first time. The rest of that story can come later.
Oh, yeah.
Because I've been married twice. And I always say you have growth mindset. You never know. If it's a third time, you never know. We're going to keep it open. We have no idea.
Third time's a charm.
I know. That's what they say. That's what they say. But currently on number 2.
Awesome. All right. So what type of kid were you? What were you into?
Yeah. I was the cutest, sweetest little girl. Chubby, happy, rule follower. I came from a traditional Italian family. Children are to be seen and not heard. You follow the rules. I worked hard. I was really good in school. Always playing outside. Had so much fun. We played with our neighbors. I played with my brother. Just an amazing childhood. Just outside all of the time.
So born in the Bronx.
Born in the Bronx.
When you were born, your family was living in Yonkers.
Yeah, we already lived in Yonkers. I lived in Yonkers for a long time. Just the hospital.
Most likely mom's doctor was like...
Yeah, exactly.
That's usually how it happens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what are you actually doing as a kid? When you're playing outside, what are you playing?
We were on swing sets. We rode bikes. We played in the snow. We just ran around until we exhausted ourselves. That was the time when it got dark, you knew that it was time to go inside. And that was like, honestly, those were the good old days. Because I feel like now, I'm like, I have 2 girls, 10 and 13. I'm like, girls, it's time to get you off of your devices. Let's get you off the device so we can go outside. And they're like, Mom, where are we going? I'm like, to the Westchester Mall, girls. we're leaving. We're leaving our house to go to Nonna's house. We're going to Grandma's house. Like, we don't even stay outside, unless it's a walk at the river. I love walking at the river. But it was just being outside, and it was being in the moment. And I noticed, I think all that happiness came because we were so present where we were.
Absolutely.
We were just enjoying playing there. We were enjoying our siblings, our friends, our neighbors. We were consistently in the moment.
Nice. Any siblings?
Yeah, I have one brother who we don't talk about him. He doesn't talk to the family. This is like traditional Italian
nonsense.
Family. Oh, it's nonsense.
Yeah, traditional nonsense.
It's like, honestly, it's so peculiar because how do you have one sibling of this duo who does not speak to the family? He doesn't say hello to us. We're fine with it. We're like, okay. And then you have the other sibling who's like, you know what? I'm going to set up a business and we're going to talk about being happy. I mean, it is like miserable and then the antithesis of that. I always say to my mom, thank God you had 2 kids. If you stopped at 1, it would be like very upsetting for you. I give her everything. I'm like, I text her on Mom, I love you. Good morning. You're the best mom. Can we come over? I think that she needs that. So I kind of double down. But I have 1 sibling. I feel like I don't have any. But that's okay.
That's horrible.
I have friends that are like family.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Well, what's the food cooked in the house as a kid, the religion, and the music played?
Got it. Okay. Like when I say traditional Italian, my parents came over like literally off the boat. Okay. I am the first generation here, the first one to graduate from college, the first one to do a lot of things. So we had traditional Italian food. Everything was made from scratch. Every Sunday, we went to church, Catholic, very religious. And when we were at church, the sauce was being made with the like braciole in there and the meatballs, homemade pasta, homemade pizza. And for us, food is love. That's how you show love is you have people over, you feed them, right? So that was the food. We rarely had, we never went out to eat. We didn't have a lot of money. Going out to eat was really not an option. Once in a while, McDonald's, you know? So that was that. What did you ask? Food?
Music.
Music. Okay. The traditional tarantella, we'd be playing all the Italian music inside of the house. But then I got into my own music. So now listen, I'm 46 years old. I thought for no joke, weeks, I thought I was 47, turning 48. And my family goes, Mom, Ro, you're 46, turning 47. I swear to God, I feel like I got a week back, an entire year back of my life. I was like, oh,
This is amazing.
What?
Yeah.
I'm only 46. But now if I'm 46 years old, definitely 46. When I started listening to music, New Kids on the Block, Debbie Gibson, that's how we started. Cassettes,
Yep.
right? Cassettes. I know you were talking about Tower Records.
Yep.
Tower Records.
Yes.
I think I was buying CDs at Tower Records.
CDs at Tower Records. Cassettes were out of my sister's room. Whatever I can get my hands on, right?
Yes,
For sure.
yes.
Yep.
I was laughing about the subscription service. Oh my
yeah,
gosh, I can't.
Yeah.
But
You remember
yeah,
the first piece of music you got for yourself?
it had to be Debbie Gibson, and I think it was a single. And I was like, I got gypped. There was only one song on this. Or like, I think it was side A and side B. I'm like, I got gypped. Debbie Gibson, and I don't know, Electric Blue or something. I don't remember. Played it into the ground. And then as I got older, the music changed. My parents were horrified. Dr. Dre, Biggie, Snoop. I mean, The Chronic was such an amazing album, which is so funny because if you look at me, you're not like, definitely gangster rap.
Yeah. She's listening to gangster rap. Yeah.
But I would put the volume low. But what great albums. I remember the morning that Biggie died. I was getting ready for school. I was in high school. I was listening to Hot 97.
Sure.
Right? And they had breaking news that Biggie passed away, and I actually cried. My friends and I were so upset. That's how old I am that I remember that.
I was in 7th grade. I remember that too.
I'm older than you?
Yeah. It's all the grays.
All right, I'll invent my like other age another time.
I was in 7th grade. I remember that moment too. I totally remember
Yeah.
that. I was like, get the tables, all the desks put together. And I remember, I don't know how it came through the grapevine because there was no social media, but then it was like, oh, Biggie Smalls. I was like, what?
Yeah, what?
It was so, yeah, it was definitely a weird, because I was into it, but not into it yet. Like I wasn't in high school. Like high school, I feel like music really hits you.
So you didn't cry?
But no, I didn't cry. I didn't cry.
Good.
But it was definitely a weird, it was definitely one of those like, those cultural moments. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
this is big. Like this is kind of weird.
No
And I didn't
pun
even realize
intended.
it. What happened?
No pun intended.
Yeah, no, this is big. Yeah.
it was big.
I should have made a pun. Pun intended now. I'll take the credit for the pun. I'll take the credit for the pun.
Nice.
Yeah.
So let's
Yeah.
talk about in the house. What are you doing? Outside, we're playing, but in the house,
In the house.
TV is it or what is it?
TV. You know, we're always afraid that we're frying the brains of this generation. But let me tell you, I came out on the other side okay. I came out okay. It was, we would watch TV all day long if we were inside. Listen, my parents, they were hustling. My dad had a beauty salon. My mom worked in a school, in a cafeteria, serving kids. And when she wasn't serving kids food in the cafeteria, she'd be helping him at the salon. We stayed with my grandparents. They lived with us. So we were frying our brains. We were watching TV. Nintendo was big, so we were playing Super Mario Brothers or playing Zelda. And it really was survival of the fittest. Because, like, frying our brains. No seatbelts, all of the things. And I came out okay. I mean, like, not amazing, but like decently okay.
I'm surviving.
Yeah.
It's funny. I remember sitting in the front seat of my dad's car, and I must have been 10, 9. Like, it wasn't like go in the back seats in the booster.
Yeah.
Like, my daughter still sits like she's tiny,
Yeah.
so she still sits in a booster just because of like weight and stuff like that. But I remember like sitting in the front seat of my dad's car and like doing the stick shift, and he would put my hand on him. That was it. Like, it wasn't even
Were
a
you
thought.
wearing a seatbelt?
Probably not. Like, in hindsight, like I don't remember, but I can't imagine it was like put on your seatbelt. Like, I don't remember that being like
No.
a prerequisite to getting in the car.
Right? Like, we don't even get out of our parking spots. We're like, let me hear that click.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, are you
Got it?
buckled in? Buckle
All right,
in.
let's go. Buckle.
Yeah. Did you do both buckles or just the top buckles? You got to do both buckles. We're on the highway, right? The school, we're around the corner from school, so it could be a top buckle. But we're going on the highway. It's double buckle.
Double buckle.
Double buckle.
We got into a car accident when I was little. My dad lost control on the sprain. We were heading north. He lost control. So if you're heading north on the sprain and you're local and you know this, you have, it was before Jackson Avenue, okay? On the left-hand side, you have the reservoir. On the right-hand side, you just have there was almost like a little grassy area. He lost control. He went left toward the reservoir, overcorrected too much, went right, left, right. Our car ended up turning upside down with no seatbelts on. So I'm sitting on the roof of the car in shock. And Dukes of Hazzard was big. Dukes of Hazzard, Knight Rider. If you remember these shows, I'm absolutely dating myself. I think I'm 46. I just remember cars would always explode. There was always explosions. Just
Yes.
people like jumping through the windows of the cars and explosions. And I thought, I'm going to die. I'm sitting on the roof of my car. The people came. They tried to get us out. The doors were jammed. When the police came and we got out of the car, they said, you guys have to go to the hospital. And my parents said, I think we're okay. We did not have one scratch, not one bruise. It's as if we had just gone up the sprain, did our little shopping at whatever was popular, Caldor, I don't know, Wanamaker's, I don't know, all the Bradley's.
Love Caldor.
We were fine. And for me, I live my life that divine intervention has helped me every single step of the way. And that is the first time, and I only know that reflecting, that divine intervention said, it is not your time right now because you have big things to do. And I was just a little girl. I didn't know. But just crazy. I was just thinking about that with seatbelts. Like, have you ever sat on the roof of your car?
No.
With an upside down car?
No, not on the roof. Accidents for sure, but not sitting upside down.
Yeah.
What was it, snowing?
No. It was like this beautiful, clear day. I think my mom had said something to the effect of, oh, be careful. You know, like passenger drivers, like I do that all the time, you know, with like the brake. I think my mom scared him and he veered left and then tried to overcorrect. And I think he got nervous. But I was sitting behind the passenger seat and I'm looking at my dad and I could still remember the movements. Like, it is ingrained in here.
What kind of car was it?
It's like, it was a very small red Fiat.
Wow.
Tiny, tiny, tiny. The whole thing was totaled.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I think
We
you're saying some big old Cadillac. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
we didn't have
Those were
SUVs
flip
back
easy.
then.
no, that's a good
A
point.
Fiat, I can see that.
Yeah.
Right?
That's wild.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
How do you feel about the divine intervention thing?
Yeah, I think when it's your time to go, it's your time to go, and nothing's going to get in the way of that. And when it's not, it's not. And, you know, whether it be as we were talking before, pre-written, or if it just be another domino that's kind of unfolding before you, I think that, when it's your time to go, nothing's going to get in the way of that.
That's deep.
Yeah. You said something about the brain rotting of the kids with TV and stuff. And I totally go back and forth with that because I think, like, I watch my kids and they watch a lot of like streaming services, which is the only thing that there are now. But we didn't have that luxury, right? Like, you watch what was there. That was it. Like, you had to watch the blue. Remember, you got cable and had the blue channel. And
you
like,
had cable?
You had to
You
wait.
were rich. I did not have cable.
I was very rich later on in life once we moved to Westervelt, and we got to watch Heathcliff on Nickelodeon. My mind was blown.
Oh my God.
So I remember having the blue screen that would, like, it was the TV guide. And you had to
Yes!
wait
Oh my
until
gosh,
the
yes!
next thing. You're like, I missed what was on channel 7 at 4 o'clock. I have to wait till it comes back around. So like, it taught us this kind of like sense of like patience and urgency, and like really taught us to not just be like, I don't want to watch this. I don't want to watch that. So I agree with you.
Commercials.
Commercials. Yeah, sit through commercials. My kids don't sit through
Just
commercials.
no skip.
No skip. There's no skip. There was an, I don't want to watch this anymore.
And if
Like,
you
had to
missed
sit-
it, you missed it. 4
over.
o'clock, Thundercats.
Yeah.
My favorite show ever. You missed it? You missed it. It was
over.
never coming on again.
Now you can watch anything at any time. You know what I mean? So I think there's something about what had the way we grew up watching television versus the way television is now. Totally different.
100%.
Yeah,
Totally
and
different
like
experience.
the little short videos, like the YouTube shorts and
Oh, yeah.
the reels. Like, listen, I feel like it's rotting my brain because
Yeah.
it keeps you wanting to keep looking, keep going. You don't want to stop. And the way that people know how to create content, they know how to get people to keep watching. We didn't have that growing
Yeah.
up. Like, we would literally, our eyes would like,
Yeah.
at the commercials, we're like, oh my God, another commercial on this medicine.
Right. Right. And they felt very long. You got a chance to like go get a snack or something. But yeah, there was
Get
there
up
was
to turn on the TV.
Oh yeah.
I didn't have a remote for a long time. I
We
had
had
a
remote-
dial.
We were rich, so we had a no. It wasn't we were very poor. But no, yeah, there was a remote later on. But yeah, there was
Yeah.
a time where you had to get up and turn on the TV and turn it off. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah,
And we made it through.
we survived.
We really did. We did
We're
great.
better off because of those times.
I think so. I would never change the time that I grew up in.
Same.
No social media growing up. Did you want to document all the things you were doing? Because
Kinda
it's like,
looking back, I kind of wanted to.
yikes.
I would have been famous right now.
Yeah, but it stays out there forever. It would have been so embarrassing. I mean, the things I was posting last year on Instagram is like cringeworthy for me. That's
Oh,
enough.
no.
I'm like, all right, but I'm not going to delete them. I was like, we did this.
There
We're
you go.
keeping it.
That's what I'm talking
We're
about.
keeping it.
It's the journey.
It
But
is.
let's move on to like junior high, high school times. Anything stand out here? Are you into anything new? Anything changes?
I went from rule follower, adorable, studious. I still stayed very studious. I was always good at school and just doing all my work. I say that I was like water being poured into different vessels. I took the shape of whoever was in front of me. Just like water, you can pour it into a tall, skinny vase. I wanted to be part of that group. I'm like, oh, you dress with baggy clothes and you have dark lipstick. I want to do that too. I just want to fit in because I didn't have any self-confidence. I wasn't sure of who I was. I didn't know who I was. You want to pour that water into a flat dish? I'll hang out with you. Are you like the nerdy bunch who just wants to do X, Y, and Z? I will hang out with you. And it was about validation for me, fitting in, making some inappropriate choices because I just wanted to feel seen. I didn't feel ever that I was good enough. I knew I was good enough in school because the grades told me I was good enough. It's like, all right, I'm doing great in school. But I never felt like I found my people or that people truly appreciated me or I fit in. So I was always trying to fit in. And that was middle school, high school. I would say even college, I was like that. I didn't settle into, like when you go out dressed in public in a dress, like my ongoing joke this morning was, is it a powerhouse dress or is it a bathrobe? I don't know. Girls, does it look like a bathrobe? And they're looking at me like, yikes. If
I
you
put on a
could-
black T-shirt and a beanie.
you didn't wear your kimono robe?
No, I did not. I was like, yeah, all right, this works.
If you could walk into a room and go, I don't care what you think. I am here. I am God's gift who has dropped. I am so sure of myself today. And I always say, you don't like me? That's a you problem. I am so sure of who I am. And I know that I add value to everyone's life. But it took me a long time to get to that point. A long time. Like I would say, even got married young, 24. Even in that first marriage, I was still like insecure of who I am. I don't know if I'm jumping the gun, but like,
A little bit.
yeah, no, go. You can ask. I don't
Anything
want
else, high school, junior high times that stands out?
No,
Nothing,
nah,
nothing?
just,
Any
I
sport
don't
teams?
even remember sports. Oh my God. Like the Italians, like we don't play sports. I'm like, I don't
Really?
know. I didn't play anything. I played softball for one season where they put me out in like either the right field or the left field. And like I stunk. I tried ice skating. I fell. They were like, oh, welcome. It was at Murray's. Remember Murray's ice skating
Yep,
rink?
yep.
They were like, welcome. You're going to go to the other side of the rink and the instructor will wait there. I fell on my ass And I started crying and I said to my mom, I don't want to do this. And my mom said, okay.
Do you wish you would have told you to
We
keep on
left.
doing it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Because now when my kids are like, I don't want to do it, I'm like, listen, I hear you. I know you don't want to do it, but you can't give up at the very first time that you fail at something. That's how you get good. You have to keep failing in life.
Yeah.
She taught me if you fail, you don't do it. It's okay. So I always go back to that story when my girls say, I don't want to do this anymore. I'm like, we're going to see it through. Finish off the softball season. If after the softball season you don't like it, you're not going to be the ice skating kid. And they're like, okay. Like they get it.
Yeah.
When you were in high school, at the moment, did you notice you were just trying to fit in? Or is that you looking back now?
I knew in the moment that I didn't fit in. And I think that I don't, like, I am my own person. I am so special and so different. I don't fit in. I have so many different sides to me. I am your elementary school teacher. I curse like a truck driver. I will listen to rap. I love Lady Gaga. Like, I'm so dynamic. I never felt like I fit in ever, but I found some good friends, but it was always, I'm just not good enough. I'm not good enough. I never had that self-confidence, and that just comes really slowly, and I think it comes with age.
So it's definitely looking back.
Yeah.
Let's move on to college. What did you go to school for?
Yeah. So I went to Iona.
There you go.
Excuse me, college. Do you know it's university?
University now. Fellow Gale.
I know.
Well, I didn't finish there. I finished from Albany.
Yeah.
I'm a dean, technically.
Nice.
Whatever.
Okay, but when I heard that they changed to university, I was like, guys, relax.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Relax.
Yeah.
You're Iona College. I just feel like they want to tack on university because they just want to charge more.
Yeah, it's more prestigious if you throw a university.
Yeah.
versus college.
I'm like, I see right through
Yeah, you still the word college at the end. It's like, you throw university. It's like, oh, well,
I went
we're
to go
prestigious now.
update my LinkedIn or start my LinkedIn at some point, and it was already university. So it's like you have to type it in and auto-complete
Auto-populates,
it.
yeah.
Yeah, university. I was like, heck no, it's not university.
It makes it
was
sound
Iona
better for you
College.
now, though. In hindsight, like you went to Iona College, now you went to Iona University.
But I think Manhattan is now Manhattan University.
You think so too? Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, I digress. I went to school for teaching. I always knew I wanted to teach.
Nice.
Always knew. I mean, I would give my brother spelling tests. I was so excited when he would get things wrong, and I like with a pen cross everything out. But I'm so a people person, and I loved kids. I love kids now too. You know, it's complicated, especially when you have your own. It's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But I always wanted to be a teacher. My minor was in psych. Was your minor in psych, or was that Chelsea? It was yours. Okay,
psychology,
okay.
Yeah.
No, I listened to the podcast twice.
No?
I did not take notes, but my memory, you know what happens when you're 46.
I don't, not yet, but
No.
we'll find out.
Soon.
We'll find out in 4 years.
In a couple
5
of
years.
years. In a couple of years. My minor was in psych, which is so interesting now that I think about it, because I'm fascinated with people's behaviors, why they do things. So it's fascinating that I chose that as a minor.
Do you find that that was always a part of who you were in hindsight, like the psych minor? Because same thing. Like my minor was psychology, and as I look back, or like my parents moved a few years back, and I had to move all my stuff, and I was going through things, and I had books on psychology and journals. I didn't even know I was journaling.
Yep.
But it was like, oh, this all kind of makes sense now.
Yeah, it was always.
Yeah, it was always
I
there.
was always like the outsider, but processing, looking in. What are they doing? Why are they doing it? What can I do to fit in? It was always, it was always kind of thinking deeply about people's behaviors and why they were doing things. You know, and like even when I was doing things that now you look back and you're like, oh my God, I did that. I'm so not proud of myself. I understood why I was doing things. I understood the why behind it. It's like I want validation. I want acceptance. I want to be like them. I want to feel like I'm good enough. But isn't that just the human existence? Have you ever met anybody who's like, I never did anything wrong?
No.
I didn't. I was not looking for validation. I didn't want anyone to know that I existed. It's like that is part of the human existence.
It's right. You mentioned like the chameleon aspect of high school, and I think that is a lot. Even the people who seem like they're in, or the leaders of those groups that you mentioned, and we've all experienced them, I think that they're probably going through the same thing internally, right? It's just on the outside, we think like, oh, we were talking about before, like this arrival state, like, oh, they've arrived at this level of existence that I just don't know, and I'm on the outside. But realistically, if you really got and spoke to them, they're going through the same thing.
Same thing.
Right? They're just chameleoning differently. Yeah,
They're masking it. They're faking it.
Yeah, it's
Doesn't
part of
everybody do
human.
that on
Yeah.
social media anyway? That's why when you meet somebody who's authentic, right? When I met you, I'm like, this is an authentic guy. Same with you, authentic guy. There is such beauty in that where you're like, oh my God, we don't have to mask. All right, let's just talk like the way that
Skip
we
all the
always
crap.
talk. Skip all of it.
Yeah.
We were saying before you hit record that the small talk is it like chips away at my soul. Do not talk to me
Because
about the
time
weather.
is so valuable. We're going to waste our time with how's the weather?
Yeah.
I'm like, I go deep really fast. I'm like, the first time we met, I'm like, do you believe that there's a greater power? God,
So what's your thoughts on God?
What's the afterlife like?
Let's dive in.
Let's talk about God.
Yeah.
Right? Do you believe things happen for a reason? We went deep really fast, and I love that.
Yeah, we really did.
Yeah.
That was good.
The water cooler conversation is exhausting. It's exhausting.
Yeah.
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 The college. Anything else that stands out? Is this when you meet your first husband?
Yeah. College sweethearts.
Nice.
Now, my family told me this is how you achieve happiness. Okay. In so few words.
Marriage? Is that what?
One of them was marriage.
Okay.
It was that you have to check them all off, okay? You have to get a degree. I'm like, oh my God, I'm killing it. Got it. All right. Get a good job. I'm like, all right, I'm a teacher. It's solid. You're always going to need a teacher. Got it. Check. You have to marry. You have to get married. Check. I'm doing it. And he has to be Italian with a good family because they believed that Italians are like, come on, like cream of the crop. You got to marry an Italian guy. I did all of it. And I was happy for a really long time until I woke up and I was like, I'm not happy at all. I'm just not. But everybody loves this guy. I can't leave this guy. People would be disappointed in me. Like, you left like this big jackpot of a guy. When I said this is not going to work out, I mean, again, we're going to go back to God, universe,
Hell
divine
yeah.
intervention, because
Let's do it.
that's where I always go. It's like my guiding light. I make decisions because I know that's the way that it was supposed to be. I literally woke up one day and I was like, oh, this is not going to work. And he's like, what are you talking about? I was like, it's not going to work. Well, let's go to therapy. I'm like, we're not doing therapy. It's not going to work.
How long
I'm leaving.
into the marriage was this?
7 years.
Wow.
It was a long time.
So the day before, you didn't feel anything. It was
Well,
that morning.
it was
you woke up.
always in my brain, but the way that I acted on it, am I proud of it now that I like up and left? Like literally, I'm like, it's not going to work. No, I'm not proud of that. But that the person that is on this couch right now is not the person that I was back then. I've grown so much and I've learned so much. But I basically hightailed it out of there. I was like, okay, we lived in this Center Hall Colonial, 4,000 square foot house. I had everything. And my parents told me, you have everything. What do you want? Look, what do you want? You have a house. You have 2 luxury cars. We had an Audi. We had a BMW. We redid the whole entire backyard with like this beautiful stonework. We went on vacations every single time I was off from school. We were always jetting somewhere. We were in Vegas. We were at an island. We took a cruise. How are you? What do you want? What are you looking for? What are you doing? My parents stopped talking to me because they said, you are ruining your life and we will not stand by it. And I said, okay.
Tradition
I feel
is to stick it out.
You stick it out, but like traditional Italian families, if like the like guy is beating on the wife, they stay.
Yeah.
Where are you going? And I said, no, I just know that it wasn't meant for me. I was not meant to do this.
What was it?
Well, it ended up being that he is a good guy, but we were just friends. We were just living like friends and roommates, and I wanted to feel that I was in love. And maybe I didn't give it a chance. I don't know. But something told me it's not for you. And I left. And I lived in the basement for a little bit. And then I was like, oh my God, I have to get my own apartment. Like, I've never lived by myself. I went from my parents' house to like being married. You know, like what? I found my own apartment. I hooked up my own cable. I did everything by myself. And it felt very empowering. And then I met this now husband. And that is like part 2 of my adult life, you know.
The first marriage, you had one child or both?
No, none.
None?
I had none. I
Wow.
left, I had none. We were
7
actively
years.
like, we're in this big house, we're gonna have a family. We were trying to have a family. And I was like, yes, I guess this is what I want. And then I woke up and I was like, it's actually not what I want. It's not what I want. I'm gonna get out of here. Why would you leave that? It was some divine guidance that said, you are not meant to be here. And I always say God, universe, whatever you want to say. God is the greatest, grandest storyteller. The way that those storylines are woven. And I know we were talking before that, you know, we may not believe that every single action was meant to be, but I do believe that the finish line was meant for you. It was already written in stone for you. I believe so deeply that I was meant to do something in my life, and I had to leave that relationship. I had to be uncomfortable. I had to figure things out on my own.
Little off topic, but I want to dig deep into the meaning of life and the duration of your life.
Okay, well, this is you saying that is like thrilling to me. I'm like, wait, he wants to talk about the meaning of life. I'm like, this is.
I want to talk about the weather, but I guess we're talking about the meaning of life.
I think it's supposed to snow when the kids go back to school on Monday.
Oh,
I think so. Yeah.
They'd love that.
I don't even check the weather. Can you believe that?
I don't check the weather.
When I go outside, that's when I see, oh, let me go get an umbrella.
Yeah.
It's
And then I go,
supposed to
I can
rain.
get the umbrella. I'm just like, all right, whatever. We're getting wet today. It is
Just
what
get
it
a
is.
hood. You have a beanie on.
Yeah, I'm good. I'm
fine.
I'm good.
Nice. So let's say a child that's born with some illness that is not going to live past a month or 6 months or a year, whatever it is.
Yeah.
What would God's purpose of that short life for that baby's life is? That's the part that
know.
throws me off.
I
It's
know.
like I don't think our whole lives are predetermined like that because of things like that. What's the point of cutting someone's life short at the
Right.
age of 5 or 1 or 20 or 15 compared to someone that has a long 90-year life?
Okay, I'm gonna have an answer for you, but you might not believe it.
Let's do it.
And I don't know. I know that you've done all the like spirituality stuff, so I don't
Yeah.
know what your thoughts are on it.
Yeah.
But like, I clear library shelves of spirituality books. It's what I love to learn about most, and this is what I have gathered from things I've heard and things I have read. So just even if you don't believe it, at least it can make you just think a certain way. We are on this planet so that our soul can learn lessons. We come back multiple times so that our soul can level up. Because the only way that you can learn a lesson, you don't learn in utopia. You have to learn in the depths of hell, which is here. We go through so much. So we're here to learn lessons. And we come back multiple times. So a lot of people, especially if you're Catholic, it's like, oh, we don't do that. We don't believe that. You live one life, you die, you go to God and heaven and the sky. Before you come here, you clearly plan out a soul contract. This is what I was meant to do in this lifetime. And it could be to learn a lesson or to teach somebody a lesson who you are with in this lifetime. So the way that I think, God, if a baby dies, if a child dies, if there's a horrible disease, that's where people go, I don't understand. If God is love, why is God doing that? Why does God allow that? I really, truly believe that we have signed up for this before we come here. So the mother of that child is learning lessons about, it could be about loss, unconditional love, whatever it is. I think it's determined before we get here. And we keep coming back to keep leveling up to then ultimately you have learned all of your lessons and you are part of this like one grand universe, the source. It sounds like ridiculous. It sounds like a sci-fi movie, but that's what I think.
I've thought of that. Like I've heard that and I've resonated with that. What do you feel about that?
I think that if you would have asked me or had this conversation with me 6 months ago, no, maybe even a little bit more than that, I would have totally agreed and been like, yep, I get it. I'm with you. Totally. Yeah. I think that now my journey personally has brought me more in a religious structure,
Sure.
right? God's the word. You know, I used to use the universe. I used to use the force. I used to use source.
Sure.
God's the word now.
God.
And it was only because I think growing up Catholic, we're so programmed to think that God has a ledger and he's counting every good and bad thing that you've done. And it really started when my daughter started going to communion, right? We started going back to church, my wife and I. Like, if she's going to go to communion, she was going to religion, we should go to church. And that really started this whole new journey of perspective. And then, developing a really good relationship with a local pastor. I still go to Catholic church, right? But allowing this internal wrestling match and having conversations and having these things questioned with me. So, to some degree, I agree with you. I think that it is kind of all planned out for us. I think it's according to God's plan. I don't think that we have a contract or say in it. I think it's according to God's plan in that. Do we come back? I hope not.
I know.
I hope it's a one-shot deal.
Well,
I
the
hope
thing
it's
is, like, no one's coming back to tell us. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's like, we have no
that's the answer.
idea. Right? We
If
don't
no
know.
one ever came back and told us, maybe that's the answer. But there are actually stories.
There are many
I think you
stories.
can go. You can kind of enter that space, right? And you know, you hear people near-death experiences and
That's
stuff
what
like
I'm
that
talking
for
about.
sure. But do you die and come back in a new energetic frequency, in an embodiment as a fucking frog, or as
Right.
you know, Susan in accounting? I don't know, right? I have no idea. I don't think you do. I think you get this run at it, and then you get to go and really be at peace.
Yeah. I feel more of the evolution route where it's like,
Yeah.
we're not coming back. I did flirt with that for a little while.
Yeah.
Especially when I started studying a little bit
Sure.
about Buddhism. I went to see
Oh, yeah.
people. I went to Thailand about a year or 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
And it was life changing because Bangkok is like New York City. Skyscrapers, the streets are jam packed, cars, people, vendors, police, but it's silent. No one's honking the horn. No one's raising their voice. No one's yelling at each other. No one's in a rush. People miss the red light. The green light's okay. Nobody's like mad. Nobody.
Wow.
You don't see any emotion range. Everyone is even. And I was like, why? I came back home. I started researching Buddhism. Like, maybe it's the Buddhism. And I think it's because of the Buddhism. The way of life evolved from the religion that they practice. And they believe in reincarnation. And it made a little sense, but I just don't know if it's my job's not done. I just felt like it was a more recycling thing. But now I'm falling back on that.
Man, I can't wait till we are all dead and we have the same configuration of couches
That would be nice.
with the mics, and we're like, guys, can you even believe it wasn't even what we thought? It wasn't.
Close. I was way off.
I bet you're gonna be like, damn it, I gotta go back. I didn't think I had to go back. I'm like, I
Imagine
told you
it's
so.
the
I
opposite of
told
what you
you.
believe.
I don't know.
Imagine it's like you don't come back because you believe you do, and I do come back because I believe I don't.
Wow.
Imagine.
Imagine that.
I don't know. But what I do know is that you have one most beautiful and precious life, and you have to just live it to the fullest in everything you do. It's like, go big or go home. You have to do all of it. If you're getting coffee and you don't get a venti, like, who are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Do all of it. Take all the chances. What's the worst that could happen? You fail? So?
Failing's
Who
part of
cares?
succeeding. Yeah.
Yeah, the more you fail, the more you're going to succeed.
All right, we got deep. Let's
We
get
got deep.
back-
Oh, that was really fun.
Let's
Keep
get
on
back
digging.
to we'll
Okay,
get-
but how
we'll
about
get
that
deep
weather,
again.
honestly?
Well, that just snow Monday.
So let's get back to the timeline. You graduate college, you got the job, you got the house, you got the marriage, and it's just not enough. Where are you mentally at this point?
Okay. A mess.
You got your new apartment. But
Yeah.
It's like, did you ever regret your decision of leaving?
No.
Because it sounded perfect.
Yeah.
The way you laid it out, he sounded good. The scenario sounded great. Is he still single?
I think he lives in Miami now. I don't know.
Franjez is going down there.
I know you're going to Miami.
Yeah, this guy sounds
The
great.
perfect guy. Everyone's like, what is she delusional? Which that's my word for 2026 is delusional. But we can go back there another time. She's delusional. She's leaving like the best guy ever. You are never going to meet a guy of this caliber. You are never going to be happy. My parents lost it. They were like, you're going to be old and alone. What are you doing? You're ruining your life. We're not going to come visit you. They wouldn't come visit me in my apartment. They wouldn't come see me. And then I figured things out on my own. I mean, and it was fine. You can really prove to yourself you could do anything you put your mind to.
Absolutely.
You think you can't do it because you've never done it. When
That's
people
huge,
are
yeah.
like, you're so strong. It's like, no, you did. I had to do
Just
it.
pivoted and figured shit out.
Pivot. Love
Yeah,
that
yeah,
word.
yeah.
So
Just
you're
figured
in
it
this
out.
apartment, and do you regret it at all? And any ounce of
No.
regret?
I was in
Really?
Pleasantville. I was in the center of town. I started to like be in a better place mentally. And I met my current husband. And I was like, wow, he's the complete opposite of this guy. My first husband, short Italian. This guy, tall and Irish. It's like, it's just, they are the complete opposite in every single way. And I'm like, oh, I feel really happy. I'm like, oh, maybe this is, but I'm like the serial dater. Like I date to get married, which is horrible. It's so bad because I leave myself no room ever. It's that go big or go home to figure myself out, to meet different people. And I'm like, okay, great. We were married like a year later. We met, married, fast. And then it was like really good until it wasn't. And I'm like, oh my God, here we go again. I'm not happy. This I'm not happy theme kept coming back. And I'm like, I don't understand why I'm not happy. What is happening? So I don't know if I'm skipping.
No, we're good. This the next part after the first. Kids are happy ready?
Yeah. So
both
okay.
kids
So
were
we
born
got
ready.
I got married. We had kids like almost a year to the date of our anniversary. So we had kids right away because we were joking around. We're like, we've both been married before. We're so good at this. We didn't have to wait to have kids. We didn't have to wait to get married because we're so good at this.
We're so good at
We're
this.
so good at this. Like we're experts.
Two failed marriages, one on each side.
Total
We're great at this.
experts.
We
We're
know
like,
what to dodge now.
Killing it. Killing it.
We figured it out.
Yeah. Oh my God. So we had our first child. Everything was like good. I'm like, I can be a mom. This is great. Amazing. When the second one hit, I feel like something inside of my brain snapped. And his too. And things were not good. We were arguing. I was deeply unhappy. There was lots of alcohol inside of the house that was being consumed. It was not from me, but we will leave it. We will leave it nameless. And I don't think that he listens to this stuff. He kind of is like, you're recording a podcast. That's amazing. Good. But like, I don't think he really dives deeply. But it was a lot. It was a lot to handle. And I'm like, I'm not happy. And when I'm not happy, do you notice what I do? I fucking leave. I leave. I don't process things. I wasn't happy with the first. I left. I'm not happy with the second. I go, this is not working. I don't know what you have to do to fix up your shit. This is not working for me. But I didn't leave because I didn't have a house and I had 2 kids. So it anchored me there. And I'm like, what am I going to do? What's going to happen? COVID hit. I went from my way that I would try to find some happiness, and still the validation thing was going to the gym. Because like at the gym, like you could see people, you meet new people, guys flirting with me. If a guy is flirting with me, to me, it was everything, because it's this like whole theme of, again, validation. I am good enough. I'm pretty enough. Am I skinny enough? It's like all of the things. So still, I'm in my 30s, still seeking that. COVID hit, the gym shut. And I was like, okay, well, I can't do that. School shut down. I have to teach from home with 2 kids. Oh man, what do I do now? It literally, I was looking at my girls playing with puzzles, and I remember this thought inside of my head. I'm like, what is the meaning of life? We're just killing time playing puzzles until we die.
Stop playing the puzzles.
Yeah, we're like, where do we go from playing puzzles to dying? Why? What are we doing with our lives? What are we doing? My neighbor goes, I have a book for you. And I was like, I don't know. I wasn't reading at this time. I was like, what book do you have for me? She goes, it's called The Power of Now. Do you know Eckhart Tolle?
Yeah, of course.
I have that on my top 13 books I recommend people.
Read it the first time, and I was like, what the fuck is this book about? I gave it back to her. I go, Donna, I don't know what this book was about. I have no idea. I couldn't
You
process
read the whole
it.
thing, but you didn't process it?
No, I couldn't process any of it. I was like, okay, I finished the book. I have no idea what I just read.
Were you at all, prior to this, exploratory in your own ways, and like, were you peeling the layers of yourself back at all?
Nope.
Zero.
No.
So this is like dropping you in the
Zero.
deep end.
I mean, like,
You weren't like meditating or doing anything like that.
Nothing.
Got it.
It was,
yeah. So it's a
the person
big
you
stretch.
see here today and that person are complete opposites. I gave it back to her. I go, thanks for the book. And she goes, did you like it? I go, I have no idea what the fuck I just read. I'm like, I have no idea. I gave it back
That's
to her.
a tough one to like on board, right?
Yeah,
That's
like
a
the
tough
very
one.
first book
Yeah.
ever. I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, all right. I was in my kitchen. This was so clear. Now, you can believe me or not believe me, but I have no reason to lie about things, okay? I was in my kitchen, and I remember exactly where I was standing. I had my back against the counter, and I was in the depths of like just being so depressed. Like the marriage fell apart. I can't go out to the gym. I am teaching from home. I didn't know how to teach from home. What are we doing? What are we doing? To kids who are eating potato chips at 7 a.m. and frying their brains. Like, we lost all control.
Mm-hmm.
I'm standing against the counter with my back against the counter. And I can't explain it other than I felt a surge of light and energy inside of my body. Like, completely lit up to the point where I'm like, what the fuck was that? I closed my eyes, and behind my eyelids, there was just light. And I felt, and this sounds so stupid to say this, euphoric and happy. Joy. And I'm like, what is it? I couldn't explain what it was. And from that moment on, my life changed. Not right away, like, hey, Donna, give me the book back.
Hey.
I found God. Give me the book back.
I understand it all now.
I get it. I do believe that was God. I do believe that there was an intervention of some sort. I was then open to processing things. I did end up going, Donna, can I get the book back? I read that one and I fully understood it, which I don't know how, because the first go around, I had no idea.
We have a different lens now, right? Your eyes were completely like...
I read A New Earth. I read The Alchemist. I read Glennon Doyle's Untamed. I started clearing library shelves. I started listening to podcasts. I started just just listening to anything I could get my hands on. And my life changed that day. I'm like, okay, we're not going to run. We're going to deal with things. You don't have to seek validation. We're going to get it done. And that was, so of 2020, I was already 41 years old. So if you think about it, 41, man, you should have your shit together at 41. What are you doing? That was the start of getting my shit together. I was 41 years old. And now I can sit here at 46 and go, listen, I didn't figure it all out by any means, but I can tell you that I know I'm divinely guided. I am sure of who I am. When I walk into a room, I know that I'm a gift to everyone there. And if they ignore me, I'm like, oh man, that's really sad because you really missed out on somebody who's so good. Man, I'm just so good you didn't even know it. But I don't waste my time. When we met that night, I gravitate towards energy that is like good and like deep. If someone is like looking and talking about, I got this purse, I went and I got this watch, I immediately shut down and I'm like, you're just not the person for me. It's an energy thing. So at 46, I figured out who I am. I'm solidly me and I'm happy.
That's very interesting. Like when you're looking back and it's like you say you're like a gift. No offense or anything, but it's like it sounds a little egotistical.
Yeah.
What do you feel about that? Do you think that's a good way of...
It sounds very egotistical unless you know me and unless you get to know me. Because I am the most selfless person out there. I give almost to a fault. And I am the nurturer. I take care. I meet someone. I'm like, what can I do to help you? What can I do? I will help you. And it's never because I need something in return. I don't want to be paid. I finally don't need the validation anymore because I'm so sure of who I am. So when I walk in and I say, I am God's gift who has landed in this room, I am. Because I can change your life. What do you need? Let's do it together. I will love you. I will be your cheerleader. And I expect and need nothing in return.
That's powerful. How do you feel about that?
I think Carl Jung said your whole life up until 40 is practice, right? And then at 40, all of a sudden, life becomes a little bit more, I guess, poignant and purpose-driven. So, I mean, I get at 41. I get that. I understand that feeling. Like I've spoken on the podcast when we did it. That golden thread that came out of me in that men's group meeting is that same kind of like, what is going on? And then it was kind of like, well, whatever it is, I'm going after that feeling. And I think that's kind of what you kind of experience as well. It's more of like feeling driven than anything else. And it's hard because so much of social media, so much of the world is validation driven, right? And I still wrestle with that all the time. But yeah, I mean, you get to a point where all of a sudden, like I said, like the lens of everything kind of, the layers peel back. You know, I think they call it the Maya, right? Like the play of all of this peels back, and all of a sudden, like, you're behind the curtain now, and you're like looking around like, oh, where have I been this whole time? And it becomes like life becomes a very different. And then for where I am on my journey now, it's a total. I was talking to the pastor the other day. I was like, I'm living in a different reality.
Yeah.
Like, is a totally different reality, and I'll digress, but it becomes a totally different plane of existence.
Mm-hmm. And when you meet people that are like-minded, like you kind of like get each other.
Mm-hmm. It amplifies it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's that energy thing. You want to be around people who think like that. It's like once you have had that surge of energy, that moment, that God energy, whatever you want to call it, that's what you chase. And you know that it comes from a place where money's not going to buy it. The material things are not going to buy it. And you're exactly right. Like, that's what I'm chasing. It's that high.
Yeah.
It's having a high without dabbling in drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
Yeah. And once you've seen something, you can't unsee it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
You can't unfeel it. You keep going back to that.
So when you started reading and learning and all that, did you look at your current marriage like, I should fix this now that I see things differently? Or was it an even clearer vision of, I need to get out of here?
It was, I am going to fix this, and equal parts, I still run and I build my walls. And I'm like, all right, well, that's just being a human being, because my default every time we argue is I shut down, I build my walls, and I go radio silent. I am the best at going radio silent. So I don't yell at people. I don't do anything that's demeaning, but I will legit not talk to you for a week. And then I actually forget why I stopped talking to you. I'm like, why did I stop that? Because I'm running and I'm hiding. I love Mel Robbins. I listen to Mel Robbins all the time. Mel Robbins has a podcast that dropped recently. It's called Best Year Ever. I'm running a workshop on January 1st, Best Year Ever. And one of the things that she said was, the only way that you can plan for your future is to see where you have come from. It's like when I had to put in my address today to get to this studio, I had to know where I was first. Otherwise, if I'm just putting an address and I'm just like shopping, it's not giving me the real, how long is it going to take me to get here today? 8 minutes, by the way. 8 minutes. So Mel Robbins said, you have to look at your past, you have to confront it, or else you cannot. Nothing is going to change in the future. I remembered that. My husband and I argued just recently, and I already was going into shutdown mode. I already, like, you feel it in your heart, and I was like, walls were coming up. And instead I said, you know, when you say it like that, when you repeat it and you repeat it louder, you make me feel like I'm stupid. And I was like, oh, bracing myself because he's not going to like that. And he goes, oh, I'm really happy you said that, because I kept repeating myself because I didn't understand your question. And I was like, oh my God, people could talk things through. Yeah. 46 years old, I just figured out, guys, 46, you can talk through things and not have to go radio silent for a week. So I'm still trying to figure things out. Okay. But at a better place.
I wanted to ask if that was part of your teaching too, where you teach people to be happy.
It's about everyday things that you can do here and now, fast, that could help you. I feel like relationships are so difficult. I have had success and luck in so many areas of my life. I feel like if there is a reason why we're on this planet to learn a certain lesson, for me it was relationships and romantic relationships. It's like I've never figured it out because I'm always running. I'm always searching. It's the validation thing. So I'm like, damn it, I'm going to figure this one out. Guys, I don't think there's going to be a third marriage. Okay? I don't want to brag. I think we're going to stick at 2. And if it doesn't work out, I am very happy by myself. We're not going for 3. That would be madness. All right, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. For some, I'm just saying for me, I'm like, it's exhausting. I'm like, again, are we going to have a party? Are people coming again? Are they going to give a check? You know, a busta? What's a busta?
Of course, a little extra.
Nice. So the running away part,
Yeah.
Are you still working on that, or you think you
Oh, I'm currently working on it.
currently working?
Where does that come from, do you think?
Currently.
Not to go.
It's okay because I love going deep.
Yeah.
That's like
Yeah,
so
yeah.
fun. I do not like confrontation with people. It's easier to run and to avoid than to sit down and to have conversation, even though Glennon Doyle, which I love, says we could do hard things. That's what she says, and that's the name of her podcast. And I'm like, every time something gets hard, I just want to run. If an issue comes up with a friend, a daughter, a sibling, a romantic relationship, I just want to run because it's really hard for me to deal with things.
Do you think back to your first marriage and say, like, now that you know running is not good, do you ever look back and say, maybe I shouldn't have ran?
Yeah, I think about that a lot. I don't regret it because I know that I was not meant to continue that relationship. Whatever we learned, the both of us, it was finite, it was done. I am meant for something in my life that I could not achieve had I stayed there in that home, in that seemingly like perfect relationship. But I'm currently working on that. Wait. I kind of forgot your question. I don't regret it, but I think if I didn't run, how would this have worked out? Would it have still stayed intact? Would I have been there? Would I have been happy? Would I have been where I am? I have my own speaking company, so it's Joy Redefined. Would I have set that up if I had not experienced being so depressed? I got to a point where my friends reached out to my assistant principal and go, you have to talk to her. Like, it's not right. Like, she's not in a good place. And I never forget, I sat in his office and he goes, Rosalie, like, I'm really concerned about you. And just matter of fact, I go, oh, Ross, I don't want to live anymore. And he was like, is it because of the sub situation? I said, no, it's not the sub situation. I don't want to live anymore. It's exhausting.
When
It's
was this?
This was coming back after 2020 and getting back into school. So it was the fall of 2020. So now we're back at school. Things are going to be better. But it was like 6 feet apart. Masks. Who's on Zoom? Who's not on Zoom? Everything just felt so overwhelming and so complicated. And I would have never acted upon it because I'm too afraid. And I didn't want to die, but I wanted to not live anymore, if that made any sense. Like, life was just too much work. I didn't want to do it anymore. And now I'm like, are you kidding? Every ounce of my life, I want to squeeze out every ounce. I want to die with all of the wrinkles, all of the stuff. I want to have such wear and tear on this body and go, I fucking did everything. I did everything. And meanwhile, back then, I was like, if I could cash out and it'd be easy, it's just easier to cash out. Isn't that the theme of running away again?
Yeah. Quick and easy.
Crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
I like it. Let's get into what comes next. You're enlightened now. You're learning. Now you want to start teaching. How did that process begin?
Yeah, so we went back to teaching and slowly, like, we got into a new normal.
I meant the happiness.
Okay. I was still in school. I was like, Franjez, this is really
She's
not
in school
exciting. All right. I'm like, do you want me to talk to you about phonics? It's really not exciting.
Not at
But it's
all.
important.
It is important,
really is.
but it's really not exciting. April of 2024, had a really difficult student. This student was throwing furniture, out of control. It was trauma going into work. I woke up one morning, April of 2024, and I go, I'm not fucking going to work today. I called out sick, mental health day. I go, I'm not going. Dropped off the girls at school, and my favorite place to be is at the river. And I was walking at the river, and I was inside of my head. So still, like when you were like, now you've been enlightened. No, I had like an episode, and then like you dip back down, right? I'm walking at the river, and I'm inside my head, and I'm going a million miles a minute. What am I going to do? I mean, like, the whole day without kids, the possibilities are endless.
Until pickup.
I was like, oh my God. Am I going to go home and binge watch every show that I want to watch? Am I going to go home and take a nap? Am I going to go to the coffee shop? And then inside of my ear, I hear birds chirping, and it grounded me. It's almost like I hit the floor, and I was like, oh my God. I started crying, and I'm like, I am in this beautiful spot, and I can't even be present. And that day I said, I'm going to start on this joy journey. And I'm like, how the hell do you start? What do you do? Like, what? It's like this idea inside of my head to come to fruition. Like, what's step one? Opened up Instagram. Let me make a handle. I want to talk about happiness. Happiness feels really long. What's like joy? I'm like, joy what? And I'm like, well, I find the joy in everyday things. And there can't even be joy in death. There's joy in everything. It's almost like you're giving it a new definition. Joy Redefined. Boom, hit. Had to put an underscore. My husband's funny story is, he's like, you know, the original Joy Redefined without an underscore is like this like woman named Joy who's like, I am divorced and this is the brand new me and I'm redefining myself. And that's the original Joy Redefined. You got the underscore one. And then we die laughing. But did that. Started posting
almost
things.
Another version of you.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I started posting things. And little by little, I always say, I am divinely led. Next right thing. Things just started coming my way. Going to an event and meeting people. I was in my school building and I walked by one of the parent volunteers and I said, I want to teach an after school class, because I was there and it was after school and there was an after school class. And she goes, oh yeah, what is it about? And I go, happiness. That came to fruition. It's like anything that I speak comes into existence. It comes to me. Anything. So I've written and taught happiness classes for kids. I run workshops. I do online conferences. I do in-person events. But it all started with, well, what is step one? Like, what do I even do? I don't know. I guess we'll make an Instagram handle. And it kind of just all went from there. Next right thing. I can't think, what am I going to do 10 years from now? I don't know. But I'll tell you right now what I'm going to do. And I'll tell you maybe tomorrow what I'm going to do. And I make tiny little plans. And it's always working, because I do believe I was placed on this earth for this reason. And teaching was a prerequisite. I'm here to teach people life is hard. Yeah. Life is hard and you can still be happy.
How do you go about teaching it?
Lots of
Is it like a therapy session where you ask them all about themselves and how they
like literally, basically if anyone's breathing, blinking, or there's a heartbeat, I'm like, let me talk to you about happiness. Anybody and everybody. But I give small little strategies and I'll just drop them and I'll go, listen, life is really fucking hard. But you know what you could do? How about, and I'll name something, be where your feet are. You're here right now. Do you know the brain has up to 60,000 thoughts per day? And half of your waking moments during the day are thinking about either something that's going to happen in the future or something that happened in the past. How about we stay right here? Because as a kid, when I was playing outside, happiness was right there. We were swinging, we were running, we were on bikes, we were building snowmen. So I'll drop little things. And it's just like kind of like little tips and tricks.
That's like the awareness of the now.
Yeah. And isn't that the power of now?
Absolutely.
Which I did not understand in 2020 and had to reread it. And then it was like, oh, all right, I get this.
I think he even talks about the birds, right? Isn't there one part where he talks about the birds were like louder, but there was like a silence behind them? And that's kind of weird that you had that same moment, right? The birds kind of snapped you into the now.
Oh, that's so fun. I never even thought about that.
Yeah.
I felt like I dropped into my body, that I wasn't there, I was floating, and then I was like, completely grounded. Like, oh my God, there's birds. I'm at the river. What am I doing with my life? What's happening? Why can't I even be present and enjoy this? I'm thinking about what I'm going to like binge watch on Netflix or sleep or go to the coffee shop, but we're not even enjoying now.
The distractions.
So many distractions.
The distractions are fun. They distract us from what we need to think about and what we need to do.
Yeah. I call it junk happiness. It's the endless scrolling. It's thinking that you're going to be happy if you stay up at nighttime and you binge watch a show and then you realize I'm miserable the next day. I didn't even sleep.
When do you think people lose that? Because I think that's something that starts innately in us. I see it in my kids, right? My daughter's 10, my son's 6. And I think in the last 2 years, I've seen her innate state of happiness change just due to cultural norms and expectations and all the other things. And he's still in like just present moment. So when do you think that starts to shift? Do you think it's like at that younger age where it's like, now the world's seeping its way in?
When there's a change from like being in the
being
present
that
moment?
constant present moment.
Yeah, I think there's such magic in being a child, and
Yeah.
they're just fully immersed in what they're doing. They're building that puzzle. You think they're thinking about, what happened yesterday, and this person's probably mad at me, or the bill is due on Monday, or the snow is coming with the weather. No, they're fully immersed there. I think that there's such an innocence, and I think that we do slowly lose it, but we have to be intentional in how we live so that we can bring that back again.
What about the happiness that's actually bad for someone? What do you tell somebody like that?
Like if
Like,
they're
let's say it's a bad eating habit, but it makes them happy.
Yeah, that's a really good question. I always say that there's two types of happiness. There's one that's hedonic happiness. It's like the here and now. So that would be like a cup of coffee. It makes me happy. Those are like clouds in the sky. They come and they go. And some people for hedonic happiness are not making the right decisions, whether they're choosing to have too much to drink, use drugs, get McDonald's way too often. I feel like that's the type of happiness that's just like the quick here and now hedonic happiness. But if you truly want to be happy, you have to think about the sun in the sky and not just the clouds. And that's eudaimonic happiness, it's called. That's when people say, do you think that there's a difference between being happy and having joy? That's the constant state. That's the joy that you have in your heart and your soul, where you are thriving, you're happy with who you are. It's like love of family, love of friends. It's a different type than that hedonic happiness, quick little hits. And sometimes we're making inappropriate choices. But we think we're happy when we're making it, right? Like I ate an entire bag of Skinny Pop. An entire bag.
Skinny.
It says Skinny Pop. But still, I'm like, did I just eat that whole entire bag? Like, what did I just do? The whole bag? But it says Skinny. I think we're fine.
What do you think about that?
No, I think I was actually going to question you on the difference in your opinion between joy and happiness, because I think they do get interchangeable, seemingly, right? You just use one and replace the other, and happiness definitely gets used more than joy.
Yeah.
But I think joy is a state of being. It's almost a peace.
Yes.
And happiness is this circumstantial emotion that ebbs and flows between I'm happy, I'm not happy, I'm happy, I'm not happy. And it's all based off of external things, right?
Yes.
Whereas the joy comes from this deeper rooted sense of wholeness and peace.
100%.
So yeah, it's a totally different wavelength. And it's hard. I think it's so easy to find happiness. It's a journey to find joy.
100% yes.
It's a journey to find joy.
Yeah. And I think that people think that they're supposed to be in this state of, oh, I'm happy. And if I'm not happy, I must be depressed. You were never meant to be happy all of the time. There's highs and there's lows. We're happy, we're not happy. It's like, okay, this made me really happy. It's owning all of the emotions. And that's one thing that I teach people is honor all of the emotions. I feel things so deeply. If I am happy, it's like as if there is a glow coming from my body, a light and energy. And when I am sad, I am crying on my kitchen floor. I'm still trying to figure out the gray in the middle because I'm not good at gray in the middle. But it's honoring all of the emotions. I always say to people, imagine a big, long banquet table. Like I imagine, like, those long tables that you see, like royalty
Supper.
is sitting at, or the Last Supper. Okay, if we're gonna like really
Game
do
of
God,
Thrones, but okay.
this long table. I imagine little place cards with all of the things that you can feel. And when they come to you, don't shut down like I do and run. Invite them to stay. Sit down. Relax. Talk to me about it. Let's hang out. And then after a while, you have to politely say, we have spent enough time together. It's time for you to go now. So that's the part of honoring all emotions and the processing. You're not meant to be happy all of the time.
Yeah. You know how we were talking about reincarnation earlier, where it's like you coming back to level up your spirit?
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel like it is, where you spoke about the table and all of your problems are laid out on that table. if you work through all of those problems, you're leveling up.
Yeah.
But if you never work through those problems, you're just going to die never leveled up, never facing the facts, and never working through your junk.
And a lot of people believe that if you don't learn the lesson in this lifetime, it will come back again.
I can see that.
And maybe I just never learned about relationship stuff in past lives. I don't know. Like, we don't know. But we will when we die. We're going to be sitting on these 3 couches talking about it.
Doing another podcast.
Doing another podcast.
You know, your parents never learned, so they taught you what they know.
Yeah. And my mom, she got married at 19. Like 19 years old.
She
Would
taught you what she
at
knew.
19? You were at Iona. Were you at Iona at 19?
Yes.
No, did you already move on?
No, Iona's still there.
You were still there at Iona at 19. What did she know? She did the best that she could. When you know better, you do better.
And her parents taught her.
Her parents taught her, you know? But can I single-handedly now change this next generation? Yeah, I'm working really hard to do that. Am I also simultaneously probably messing them up? Wholeheartedly. I'm
How do you
doing
think you're
all of
messing
it.
them up? In what regard?
No, just like because I'm not perfect. I'm like, I lose my patience. I'll be yelling. It's like, you know what I mean? Like, I'll say things and I'm like, oh, can't take that one back. Boy.
Yeah.
It's like, it's just the human existence. We can't, it's just who we are. But there is a difference between when I grew up and how I'm raising my girls is that we talk about things. We don't avoid talking about things. Failing is a good thing. Think about how many times you've failed in life, and that is exactly where you needed to be today is because you failed so much. I saw some meme or Instagram something. It's like, you guys have seen it. If you knew that you were 21 failures away from the biggest dream that you ever have in your life, would you give up or would you keep going? Oh, yeah, I'd freaking keep going. I only have 20 more times I need to fail. So it's just I'm raising them in a different way.
I look forward to failures now because I
Right.
know I'm in the right route. Failures are going to come. So when they come, it's a beautiful learning experience because it's something I care about learning. It's the route that I'm on. There's a goal at the end of that route. And the failures that come are purposeful.
Yeah.
They're to help me catapult towards the same goal. And I wanted to touch on the question I asked you about what do you tell people that the bad things make them happy? Let's use McDonald's as the example. It's funny because I have a huge McDonald's coffee right here.
But did you get food?
No, just...
No, but life is about balance, though.
It's balance, but in the conversation of happiness and teaching happiness, someone that eats McDonald's, a Big Mac every day, let's say, or even breakfast, lunch, dinner, let's say they eat McDonald's. It's good to be in the now. The now is the most important part of life. Nothing's more valuable than the present moment. I'm all for that. But when you have future goals and a future idea of where you want your life to go, those big goals, and let's say it's physical health. You want to grow old and be able to walk and be good and not worry about taking pills and seeing the doctor every week, whatever the case. So if your big goal is to physically be healthy, and that's going to make you happy, that's going to give you a long, happy, healthy life, then today's happiness should not be your McDonald's.
Yeah, that's that hedonic happiness here and now. But if you really want, like we spoke about joy, you want that, then in order to thrive and to experience full joy, you need a balance of your body has to be physically in a good place, right? You need to be okay physically, mentally, and emotionally. You can't just have one and be like, oh man, I've really dug deep. I've gone to therapy, but eat like shit all the time. You need all of them to truly feel joy, I think.
Yeah, it's an ecosystem. One feeds the other, right? One, you feel better, you're mentally clearer, you're more spiritually aligned, right? Then all of a sudden, like, well, I'm on a really good hamster wheel, if you will. Why would I want to throw a spoke in this and throw things off? Whether it be eating poorly, right? In this case. So it does become this ecosystem of yourself where you're like, I don't want to eat shit because I know it's going to make me feel bad, and then my head's going to get clouded, then I'm not going to feel like, and then all of a sudden you're in a bad loop, right?
Yeah.
But I think it comes and goes, right? Like all of a sudden you're in a good season of life where like I'm dialed in, everything's rocking, and then all of a sudden you fall out of it, and how do you rebound from those seasons, and how badly do you plummet when you're not in an optimal season of your life?
Having the big goal in the future is what sets your daily motion. So if the big goal is the physical health, then every day your happiness is eating something healthy.
Yeah.
But without that big goal, you're going to do whatever the hell you want today.
Right.
You don't care about your physical health in your 90s.
You're right about
if you're
that.
20.
Yeah.
I'm going to eat McDonald's all day. But if you have that huge goal, eating a salad, eating something healthy is actually joyful. Like, you know what, I'm doing good for my big goal.
I'm going to make future me proud.
Yeah.
I think that I think
No.
that needs to be rooted in some form of purpose.
That's the
Right.
purpose, though. That's like a physical health.
But an actual like depth of purpose, not just like I want to feel good. It's like, but why? Like, why do you want to feel good when you're 90?
I want
That's
to be
what I
around
mean.
for my grandkids.
Right? Do you want to pick up your grandkids? Do you
That's what
want to
I
like
mean.
what? You know
I
what I
want
mean?
to
What
be
is
able
it?
to
Yeah.
take care of myself and not need an aid.
Yeah,
You know,
exactly.
That I want to be able to walk and do food shopping and drive when
Yeah.
I'm 95.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
That if that's your real goal and that's what you care about, all those little daily changes are going to make you happy.
Yeah.
You know,
You're right.
it's about changing the big goal. Then your daily actions are actually pleasurable.
Yeah.
All right, let's get back to your teaching. So the happiness. So between
Oh, I was like,
now I have to be
okay,
specific.
is it reading or writing?
So,
When
but-
you say teacher, I'm like a one-trick pony. I've been doing this for 24 years. Wait, my favorite story that I did not tell you yet, I don't know if we spoke about it when we met.
I don't know. Let's do it.
My very first day of teaching, first full day of teaching, was 9/11/2001.
Wow.
In Mount Vernon, New York. So if you know Mount Vernon is like minutes away out of New York City. So here I am, straight out of Iona College, and I'm like, look at me, I'm a teacher. They don't really teach you how to be a teacher when you go to college. They're like, so there's some theory, and there's a researcher, and here's how to teach math, but like you don't know anything. First full day, because we started off, I think it was like 2 half days or something. My principal comes in and she goes, because like we didn't have the internet. It was 2001. Rosalie, can you just step out for a minute? And I'm like, hi, hi. Something big is going on. There was a plane that hit the World Trade Center, and my first thought was somebody sick? Because I'm thinking like small propeller plane, or like how could you miss how'd you get the building? Like, did they make a mistake? Like, not an expert pilot, maybe? I couldn't grasp the magnitude of it, and I went back to teaching because I had no information. So I'm like, I don't know. Okay, this is my first full day. We're doing it. She comes back and she's like, Rosalie, a second plane hit the building. And then during all of our breaks, we were watching her tiny little TV in her office, experiencing it in real time, knowing completely and fully responsible for these children in my classroom. Talk about I'm going to throw you into reality, into real life. A lot of the parents in that school came so late to pick up the kids and completely covered in white dust because they were working down in the city. They were working at the World Trade Center. It was crazy. But it's always a story that I tell when anybody talks about teaching. I'm like, let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
That reminds me of the George Bush clip when he's like reading.
Oh,
Reaching
yeah.
kids,
The
yeah.
upside down.
And they come tell him, he's like, all right, cool. So anyways.
Yeah. It's like, okay.
That was you. You're like, all right,
now
small
what?
plane. Okay, cool. So like I was saying.
Okay. Because we had no idea.
Yeah.
We had no clue. I remember then after the kids let out, I was at the copy machine and I was copying things for the next day. And I thought to myself, wait a second, Rosalie, there might not be a tomorrow. Go home. I was still living in Yonkers. Go home. There might not be a tomorrow because we didn't know. We had no idea what was happening. We just knew that thousands of people died and 2 buildings were no longer there. We saw the plume and the smokestack from where we were living in Yonkers because Yonkers is right outside of New York City, but it's crazy. All right, sorry, I digress.
No,
I always like telling
the
that story
story.
because it's like, but it's hearing people's stories is fascinating. You could ask anybody, where were you on 9/11? It's like, it's fascinating to hear what they went through and where they were.
I was in 9th grade.
9th grade,
Yeah.
you're a baby.
Yep.
I was in high
Did
school.
they-
Yeah, high school.
Did they tell you guys when you were in school?
Yeah, they put it on the TV.
Yeah, we got sent home.
I think it was like a half day or something. Yeah.
I lived across the street, so I just walked home.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm surprised because they would never do that today. They just put it on the TV. Like, we protect these kids. We like
Yeah, right. Don't look at me.
disseminate the information
Yeah.
a little bit at a time with professionals
It's like,
on
it's like
hand.
a delayed flight.
I know.
It's like, we're going to be delayed for 20 minutes, like 3 hours later. Just don't give them too much at once.
So the happy teaching,
Yeah.
happiness. 2024 April till now, Well, what do we have going on?
Yeah, so 2024 started, and I'm like, all right, I guess we're going to make an Instagram handle. I don't know. I guess we'll do Facebook too. I think people are still on Facebook. How about LinkedIn? Sorry. Once Twitter turned to X, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I left it. You guys on X?
I have it, but I don't even know.
I don't know. I feel like
post
that
on it
kind
every
of.
day.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, you have to let me know if it's worth getting on there. I was like, all
I
right.
get no views, no likes. But
Nothing?
It's just part of the game.
Part
I
of the
post
game.
on all major social media platforms.
Yeah. And then that other one. What's the one?
Snapchat?
Snapchat. No. The one that the kids are on.
TikTok?
TikTok. I'm too old for it.
Yeah.
I post
I
on it and I
can't.
close it. I don't feed into it. I post and close.
All right,
post
so
and
you're
close.
like
I
doing
like
all
watching the guy
socials.
cook by the river, though. When he like takes a fish, he's like cutting up an onion by a river. It's like baking like a bread like on a stove. I'm like, I watch that all day. Or like people who like build those houses in trees and like they like fast forward it. I can watch that all day. Other than that, I don't really go on it. But yeah, those two I can watch all day.
Started all the social media. I had no idea what I was doing, but always driven by you were divinely guided to do this next right thing. Got into some rooms where it changed my life. You know, went to one networking event that one random friend said, "Hey, I'm speaking on a panel. I really feel like you should be there," which we just don't communicate. We don't talk. We used to work together. And I went there, and the amount of people that I met that night, and then it kind of just like trickles off here and there. I always say that night single-handedly changed the trajectory of my life.
Wow. How
And
so?
Relationships.
The
Getting to know
speaker
people.
was speaking about relationships?
No, just the people that were in that room. So it's like you meet these people, you start following them on Instagram, and then like networking. Then I met awesome people that I never knew before just because they were on social media, and now I call them really close friends. And just those relationships have afforded me opportunities to speak in person, to do online conferences. It just starts with this one tiny thing, you know, get into a room where you have people who are like-minded, who are driven. I need to be in spaces where people are, do you remember the event we met at? It's like everybody had a fire inside of their heart. It was an ACE event. It's everybody is passionate about their family, passionate about their work, wanting to make this world a better place. Nobody there is in it because they just want to make as much money as possible so that they can retire. They want more. They're such a fire. And that's who I gravitate towards, is those people.
Nice.
So, but 2026, we got big plans. I signed up for a 2-day speaker workshop.
Nice.
And when I signed up, because I said, listen, I'm putting this intention out there. 2026, I had to do like big speaking gigs. Because like all the online stuff, okay, good. And I've done little in-person speaking events, but I want it to be big. I want to be the next Mel Robbins. I want to travel the world. I have such big dreams, and I know that I was meant to do this work because I'm divinely guided to do it. So when I signed up for the 2-day class, I said, Brandon, do you know Brandon Gaydor?
Of course.
Okay. I said, Brandon, do you know Brandon? Brandon was at the event that
You
night.
know Brandon?
Maybe,
You know
maybe by
Brandon.
face, not by name. Doesn't sound
Yeah, he
familiar.
did the he does speaker school. He's
Yeah.
wonderful at it.
He's amazing.
He's great. He's really great.
Interesting.
We should talk
And
about
Dave Regina had an event at his place when he did his book launch.
Nice.
So I said, Brandon, I am so excited to do this, and you know what I'm looking forward to most? And he's like, what, Rosalie? I go, failing miserably, putting myself out there, being embarrassed, getting real feedback, getting critiqued. I want all of it because 24 years of teaching, I am a masterful teacher. You give me a lesson to teach to second graders, I will do a kick-ass job. That wasn't handed to me. It was 24 years of learning on the job. I don't expect that I start speaking and all of a sudden I land these big gigs and I'm like flying across the country like Mel Robbins would. I'm in it for the work. I want to, I'm excited to fail. And he's like, you're in the right place. He's a good guy.
I love that. Let's wrap this up strongly. Vinny, what do we got coming up that you want the people to know about?
Thank you very much first for having me. He's like, hey, you want to co-host? I was like, sure, I'd love to jump in anytime. And then he found out it was you. I was like, absolutely. This is going to be great conversation. Just the normal stuff, Agora Social Club, agorasocialclub.com, the podcast, Council of Dudes, everything over on wefunder.com, which is the expansion with Agora 2.0. And thanks again for having me. I appreciate you letting me sit in on this.
I appreciate the help, man. It was a great conversation. And if you want to plug anything in, where they can find you, anything you have coming
got
up you
it.
want them to tune into.
Yeah, you got it. So I'm on Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and if you go to my website, which is Joy-Redefined, I don't know who's taking the ones without the dashes and the underscores, guys. I have no idea. But Joy-Redefined, it has a link to all my socials. But I'm always doing stuff. I have a New Year's Day workshop, but this is probably going to air after New Year's Day because that's like
The following Wednesday,
basically
next
tomorrow.
Wednesday.
Yeah. So running a workshop, it's entitled Best Year Ever. And I'm just trying to put myself out there in whatever capacity. I don't make a plan. I do teach classes for kids. I might be teaching classes for adults. I don't know. But I feel like that's small and I'm aiming big. I just aim so big. And if it falls short, it falls short. I don't care. It's fine. But big things happening in 2026. I'm so happy.
Tell us about that on the first. What is it that you do?
So
it's like a
it
vision
is-
board meeting type thing?
It is. Mel Robbins has a podcast episode called Best Year Ever, how you can ask yourself 6 science-backed questions in order to plan for the next year. 3, you're looking back at your life during 2025, and 3, you're looking forward, and you're writing down thoughtful answers to these questions. And I said, hey, hold on a second. Does anybody want to do this? And a lot of people reached out. How much are you charging? And I kept answering the same thing. It's going to cost you your old life.
Oh, so free.
Mic drop.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Mic drop. And
And
a
$1.99.
Go to my
A
website.
donation.
No, actually, when they asked me, I was like, people would pay for this?
Yeah.
Like you kind of forget because I'm so in it really to help humanity. I'm like, wait, there's money behind this? Maybe next year I will charge $20.27.
Or 2020. You're thinking too small.
Yeah,
There you go.
right, exactly. I'm really thinking small, but a bunch of people reached out and said I'm interested. So I sent them a meeting link. We're going to do it virtually, and I attached Mel Robbins' 20-page workbook. I'm like, guys, let's do this together. And if you want, we could make an accountability group. Because listen, I have people that I rely on. I have my own accountability group. But there are some people who don't have anybody to talk to talk to each other about goals, dreams, aspirations. They might not have that group. I'm like, dude, I'll be your group. I am your number one cheerleader. What do you need from me? I'll be your cheerleader. And I don't need anything in return. Nothing. Actually love. Like, just love me. Like, let's just be good humans. That's it.
Just love me.
Just love me.
I love that.
Yeah.
Thank you both for the great
Oh
conversation.
my gosh,
Thank
this was
you.
so fun. Thank you for
My
having
pleasure.
us.
It's my pleasure.
So fun.
It was great. It was fun. And thank you, everybody that watched. Peace and love.